Okay, so I thought I'd just do a little video on the filter for the Eco Style aquarium. I'll talk a bit about the maintenance at the end. So first I'll just show you like how the filter works. There's the intake tube that goes down to here. It comes up. I talked about a little bit about this before, but anyway, it comes up. It goes out through this spout thing, and you have the spray bar which goes on the top, and then it flows through there. And what that does, it basically just means that the water flows down across the whole thing as opposed to just on one area. And then you've got this is what it comes as. You've got two cartridges. They've got sponges at the top. Yeah, so this just sits on the top. They're carbon cartridges. And then what happens is the water flows through these cartridges. Yeah, this is what it looks like at the bottom, so it's pretty dirty. They sit actually above the top of the base of the filter here. So what it does is the water flows through it and it flows along the bottom channel, and then then it comes out through the bottom here. So there's like a gap at the bottom, like under there. It flows through there, and then this is basically just a hole. So the water flows down and it comes out through the outlet here. So the way it's made is that if the filter is clogged or anything, the water can still flow above the top, and then it's the same thing here. So if this fills up too much, like it's blocked or something, the water can flow through this top hole here and come out there. So that's basically how the filter works. Now I'll just talk a bit about my thoughts about the filter. The carbon cartridges, I would recommend you change them, so I'm going to change them soon. I had them originally in there just to get the tannins out, and because at the start when I set up the aquarium there was a lot of cloudiness from the gravel. The main reason why I'm changing them is that there's not enough there's no biological media inside the filter itself, apart from, I guess you call the sponge part of that. So what you need is more surface area for bacteria to colonize on. And the second reason is that I don't really believe you need, because these are carbon cartridges, I don't really believe you need carbon in the aquarium unless you've got a specific purpose, like you have to remove medication, or like what I was saying before, you want to remove tannins from the driftwood or cloudiness from the water. So there's an issue with carbon in that it fills up really quickly, so even if you've got like really good quality carbon, you've got to replace it every like 2 to 4 weeks, which is why manufacturers use them in the cartridges, because then you have to keep going back and buying more, so then they get more money. So that's the reason why they use carbon, because you have to replace it frequently. So that's another reason why I'll be changing it. The third reason why, I'll just show you here. When you turn the filter on, just wait, you can see the water basically just flows on top, because the actual filter cartridge gets clogged very easily. So I'll just turn it off now, just wait. And if you look at it, it takes really long to actually flow through the cartridge. And I took the sponge off. It's not that the sponge is clogged, it's just that the actual cartridge itself here, the bottom part of it is, it's very fine, and it's probably, it's clogged a bit. And I've only been running this for about a week, or maybe 2 weeks, about, I can't remember, but not that long, and it's already like that. So I'd actually recommend you to change the filter media. The good thing about this type of filter is that it's basically just a box, so you can actually put whatever you want inside. What I've got is some Seachem matrix, so it's biological filtration, and I'll be using that in this filter. What I'll do is I'll probably just keep these sponges at the top, and then there's filter media bags which you can buy. They vary in size, so I just need a small one. They're basically just like a mesh bag kind of thing, so it allows the water to flow through it, and you can actually put filter media inside. So I'll use that for the biological media, like the Seachem matrix, and then that will be at the bottom layer. So I just have the sponge at the top, and I have some filter floss which I can put on top as well to add mechanical filtration. But yeah, so that's what I would recommend you do if you have this filter at the moment. Yeah, just to change it out and put your own ones. Other biological filtration media, other biological media for the filter can be like the ceramic noodles, which you can also get, that are quite cheap, and there's other things like bio balls and stuff like that. But yeah, I just suggest you change that. So in terms of the actual maintenance, with the setup now, there's actually not much you can do because the cartridge is just it's like a block. You can't really do much with it. The sponges at the top you can remove, so you just remove it like that. So if you keep using this, which I don't recommend, but if you keep using this setup, you would want to take out the sponges every week or 2 weeks or so, and just rinse it around in water. So you always use tank water because there'll be bacteria on that which you don't want to kill. The chlorine in normal water tap water would kill it. So use your tank water, just take some of it out. You can do it when you're doing a water change as well. And just squeeze the sponge inside the water. The cartridge itself, you can't, as I said, you can't really do much with it. So what you can do is just, rinse it around in water as well. Because the bottom's just like that, it's all sealed. And so with that, you would have to change it frequently. Like if you use these cartridges, just because of the carbon inside. So you want to be changing it every 2 to 4 weeks. It would end up quite expensive, which is why it's also better to change it. The bad thing about these cartridges as well is that if you take it all out at once, that means like your whole bacteria, like everything in your filter is basically starting from scratch again. Like you've lost all your bacteria and your biological filtration. So so if you are going to change the filters, you would probably have to do one at a time, so don't do both of them at the same time. So that's another plus for using your own media, because then you can just leave it in. If you do as I suggest and change the media, the filter media, then all you have to do basically is leave the top layer as mechanical filtration. So the purpose of that would be just be to trap particles and stuff like that. So that layer, every week or second week, you can just do the same thing as the sponge as what you do now. So you just get that, put in some tank water, slosh it around to get the particles out and put it back in. The biological media at the bottom, you can just leave that. You can actually just leave that there, and you only need to take it out to clean if it gets really gunked up, and the water can't flow through it, flow through it anymore. So that's about it. Every couple of months, I think you'd probably want to just check the impeller. So the impeller is inside there. You can just pull the tube off, and then there's a cap. You can pull the cap off the impeller's inside. So what you want to do is check if there's anything stuck inside. So just take a look at it, and then you'd want to check if there's any damage to the impeller, and if there is, then it'd probably be best to buy a new one. So yeah, oh, and another thing, if you change your filter media, you have to I'll just take this out. You have to just be wary of, because the water flows, as I said before, the water flows across this sort of channel at the bottom. You probably can't, I don't know if you can see that, but basically there's a hole here. That's where the water flows through, so you don't want to be blocking that. So you can't fill the whole thing, you can't fill the whole bottom with filter media, otherwise yeah, you block the opening here so the water won't flow through it. So yeah, that's about it in the filter then. And yeah, the tank looks like this now. The light's not on, so it doesn't look as good. But yeah, I'll post another update soon. The cycling isn't, well, it seems to have stalled for a little bit, but I don't know. I'll be changing the filter media over though. Okay, thanks.